I love you guys. Welcome to the Torg Stories Podcast. We're recording on Sunday, June 7th, 2026. On this episode, Ann and I are going to share the stories we have read or watched this week. Ann, I ask you to start by reading something related to the NBA Finals. What did you read?
I read 2 articles. First of all, not enjoying the NBA Finals at all. Not even watching. I'm trying to divorce myself, and I'm also trying to say, you know what? It's fine if New York wins. Good for them.
Okay.
I'm trying to be.
Is New York your least favorite team? Is that the problem?
No, I don't know. They kind of turned into, because I used to root for New York, kind of, but now it's kind of becoming overbearing New York. Like I got to look at Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet all the time. It's too much, maybe. Everybody's way too happy about it. But then now I'm trying to say, stop stomping on people's happiness. If people want to be happy, it's fine and it's good. I mean, they haven't won in a long time.
Yeah. Chalamet, Stiller, Larry David, Spike
Tracy
Lee,
Jordan.
That all increases my enjoyment. I like it more because of that.
I do enjoy celebrity involvement. I guess you're right. But so now I'm trying to turn the corner in my mind and be like, hey, it's all good. But I'm still not watching it. I'm trying to be like, I'm not watching it. But I read 2 articles. The first one was more of a general interest article, which I enjoyed. And I think you told me you enjoyed. And that's from Curbed. I subscribe to thecut.com, which means I get all these like 3 or 4 other things. And one of them is curb.com.
Thecut.com, what is that?
I would say it's a little bit on a lot of fashion and culture. It's a little bit maybe stirring on
website?
Fashion. Yeah. It's like time.com. It's like
okay. Yep.
It's a media, and it's called thecut.com, and it bends a little towards more woman stuff, I guess I would say. And one of the things is Curbed, which is real estate.
So this is Adrienne Quinlan. We're going to link to her on Twitter. I started following her, so.
Oh, did you? Wow. It's called The Billionaires Booking Private Jets to See the Knicks. Well, this is something interesting to me. We like, I don't know. I like to see rich people do rich things. I know I also am anti-billionaire, but at the same time, it's like, gosh, if I was a billionaire, wouldn't it be fun?
Right. Sure. Yeah. Especially on this stuff.
Yeah. So the article was about basically people spending ungodly amounts to go to these games. People from the Knicks, Knicks fans, it's New York City, traveling all the way to San Antonio. Have you been to San Antonio?
No.
I've never been to San Antonio. I hardly even know where it's my mind. I think it's more in
Sorry,
the West
guys.
Texas.
I don't want to go at all.
I don't want to go at all. I'm actually not a Texas fan. Every time I've gone to Texas, it's been like, not my favorite. Although that island, San Padre Island, I did have some fun there on spring break. So it's about people flying to San Antonio, people paying premium amounts to go to San Antonio, people staying in one certain hotel in San Antonio. Although I did notice from Timothy Chalamet's Insta, it looked like to me he was staying like at a private estate. He did have a funny post. Did you see the post with the ice on his knees?
Yes. So the hotel is Hotel Emma.
Emma. That's a good name.
Yeah, I actually looked it up. You could stay there for less than $500 in August, although that would be 1 billion degrees there.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's San Antonio, right? It's probably the best hotel in San Antonio. Yeah.
So it's not, it's not like out of the realm of, if you're going to Disney, you're paying more than that.
Right. And the NBAers complain more about Memphis than they do about San Antonio. Yeah. So San Antonio is fine.
I know you're going to say more. I thought this was fascinating, starting with first of all, just the going in the side entrance at Madison Square Garden, and then the 2 clubs, and then how they travel, and then the companies that book the jets, all that stuff. Really interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've often seen on TikTok paparazzi who just have a live shot of the entry to the side door to the Knicks, and you can see who goes in there. There's Ben Stiller. There's
almost like the Met Gala kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's just a paparazzi doing a live shot. And, they go in there, they're greeted by someone, they're taken to a club, I think. There's 2 clubs, the Delta Sky 360 Club, around 150 people per the article, or Suite 200, which is like the ultra exclusive club. They did say Spike and Ben Stiller pay for their tickets. That's interesting to me. That's good. So, it's like true fandom.
It's one of my articles later, but Spike's had season tickets maybe since the 80s. I read Timothy Chalamet has had season tickets since he was like 13 or 14. He did
Oh, really?
he did a commercial and he bought the $25 per game season tickets. And then if he couldn't go to the game, he lived in Manhattan. He would run 15 blocks south and sell a literal ticket to the same scalpers, and then the scalpers would resell. He said he sold them for face value. So he's had season tickets.
He's a true fan. You
Yeah,
can tell
total
he's
true fan.
Little New York Knicks hooper guy. You know, he's out there. I've seen him play. I've seen him shoot some on the Insta, and he's not bad. But of course,
he
he's
looks
a little
okay.
man.
Yeah,
he's a little guy. He's like Prince. You know, these little guys.
Is he that little?
No, he's taller
And
than
then
me.
did you say Prince?
He's probably 5'10" or
Prince
something.
was thought to be a pretty good basketball player.
Prince was supposed to be really good, and Prince is really literally only 5'1" or 5'2", I think.
Right.
But yeah, Timothy Chalamet's like 5'10", a normal average height man.
By the way, I looked up pictures from these clubs.
Oh, did you? I wish I saw them.
They are not fancy in any way.
Right. Yeah. I did see a picture of Delta Sky 360, but I've never seen Suite 200.
I mean, it's just a little room with like...
right. Basically, it's like a private room that you can always see when you watch the game that they leave during halftime. I noticed this on the Laker games, too. If I spot a celebrity on the sideline, like the start of the third quarter, they'll be missing. It's like they're still in the little club.
There was a clip going around about Jimmy Fallon taking his daughter to her first Knicks game in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they sat in the front row and they took him in the back. Jimmy didn't sound like he knows much about basketball when he was telling the story. He just used some of the wrong words, but there's an ice cream bar and his daughter was up there getting ice cream, and she was up there quite a while talking to some white-haired old man, and Jimmy thought, I'm going to go up there and check on her and see who's talking to my daughter so much. And it was Dustin Hoffman. So just kind of a funny little story.
Yeah, they're not going to sit sideline during halftime, right? Because people could approach them. So they're going to go somewhere.
Yeah, right. All right.
So anyway, I found that to be a fun article. I think you enjoyed it too. So that was my one article. I read another article.
I did want to ask you, I guess you said you got it from Cut. How do you come? I thought you had some interesting, not run-of-the-mill articles. So tell us, just kind of like, where do you check in to see if there's something you want to read?
TheCut.com I subscribe to. So TheCut.com comes with The Cut. It also comes with like...
Is that a newsletter that points you to this stuff?
It's like a website, a news website that, like I said, focuses a lot on culture, fashion, women issues.
You're just typing in that web address then most days.
www.thecut.com.
Yep.
I also follow them on X, and so I'll see articles there. But they also have long form articles too that are pretty interesting. And on The Cut, that means I also get Curbed, which is a real estate. I think it's called Grub Street.
I know that.
It's about food, which I'm not really into, but it's there.
I feel like there was a Grub Street. That must be everywhere. I think because when I lived in New York,
in the old days, they used to have specific Grub Street, New York, Grub Street, LA, but now it seems to only be Grub Street, New York. And the real estate also focuses on New York now. They used to have like Curbed LA, but I don't think they have it anymore. It's contracted. And they also have something called the Strategist. Is that how you would say that? The Strategist?
Strategist?
The Strategist, yeah. I was like, that doesn't sound right. The Strategist, which is a shopping website. Like they'll say, here's 20 things on sale at Nordstrom. Here's the best loafers we've ever seen. So I like those. And then I also subscribe to TexasMonthly.com. Which you might think is strange, but it's mainly because they have this writer, Skip Hollandsworth, who used to be on a lot of true crime documentaries, and their true crime writing is really great. So I'll read their archives. They have archives I'll read 3 or 4 long form archives. I just read a great article. It was really sad about a flood in Texas that won the Pulitzer, and about how this guy and his sister's son died in this horrible flood. Anyway, it was a very interesting article. So it has really high form writing to me. Texas Monthly, I like it. What else? Of course, New York Times and LA Times and The Athletic, ESPN, The Ringer.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so I'll look at those.
All right, I read 2 articles about the finals as well, so I'll go, then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
So this is by Oh, and by the way, you can link to all this stuff at thetorg.com on our latest post that'll go up when we release this podcast. This guy's name is Zach Cram. This came out before the finals started. 2026 NBA Finals storylines, matchups that will define the Knicks Spurs. So there's a couple interesting bits here, and then my thought in looking at this was, how's Zach doing on the things he pointed out? Given the Knicks are up 2-0. Okay, so these two teams played in 1999 in the finals, and the average score of those games was 85-80.
Defensive juggernaut, I guess.
And now we're in the upper
in the
120s.
Yeah.
Did you know Jalen Brunson's dad played for that Knicks team?
No, I had no idea. Yeah. I know who he is, but
I think I heard on a broadcast that he played 9 seconds.
Yeah, so he's like a bench player.
Yeah, so I think he was a role player on the Knicks. And then the Spurs coach, Mitch Johnson, at that time was in middle school.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So the Knicks were better head-to-head during the regular season, and the Knicks beat the Spurs in the NBA Cup, and now that is looking like they are still better.
Right. It seems like kind of a bad matchup for the Spurs, right? Yeah.
So I bet the Knicks plus 400 during the Cavs series.
Just to win the whole thing?
The finals. Yeah. So midway through the Cavs series, I bet the Knicks, mostly because they were the biggest long shot.
Right. So it doesn't matter how many games it takes or anything. You just
No, I didn't bet a specific game. Yeah. I don't know. Is it Knicks in 4 now?
Maybe. Wouldn't that be crazy?
It would be crazy. Yeah. It wouldn't be surprising if the Spurs won both in New York.
I would be slightly surprised. I think the most common outcome would be they win one. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they got swept now. I mean, right. But I don't think they'll give up like that. I think Cleveland gave up, right? Cleveland was just like, screw it.
Yeah, they won't give up, I don't think.
Right.
So Cat has done most of the defending on Wemby. That was one of the matchups the article pointed to. He's doing great. Cat has attacked Wemby on offense in a way that we haven't seen. Trying to blow by him, seeking contact, getting a ball up on the rim. OG Anunoby drove at Wemby in the last game, got him on his hip, and then dunked on him. It was kind of a side. So we've seen a lot of people avoiding Wemby, and that doesn't seem to be what the Knicks are doing.
Right. It seems like a good idea if you have strength. Physical strength. You should go at him. And of course, Cat is a little man. I mean, what is he, 7'1" or something? I don't know. 7?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, and the thing about Cat is he's a guy who can shoot the three. He's a guy who can do the post. So I think that's a real struggle for Wemby. It seems to be turning into one.
Analysts seem surprised that everybody thought Wemby would guard Hart. Wemby guarded Cat quite a bit. He was very aggressive. Hart had a big rebounding in game 1, and then Hart only played 18 minutes in game 2. So that's low. I think Hart maybe led the league in minutes one time when Thibodeau was the coach. So Shamet,
who's playing him in the Shamet.
Shamet is playing.
Yeah, can you believe this Shamet? Oh,
I know. And then my last two little stats, and some of these stats come from Basketball Reference. You ever go there?
I've heard of it. I've heard podcasters refer to it.
It's pretty hardcore. I'm not even great.
It seems probably complicated.
Like me sorting the stats.
Right.
I have trouble, but I at least was able to look at the stats from both final games. The Spurs have won. Last game, the Spurs won by 6 when Wemby was in.
Good news for the Spurs.
I heard Stan Van Gundy say he would just match Wemby's minutes to Brunson's minutes, meaning don't take him out. And then the Spurs have won by 12 in the last game when Harper played.
Oh, okay.
So both those guys. So that kind of sounds like play those guys maybe almost all the time.
Right.
I realize Wemby can't play. I don't know what Wemby's limit is, but it's around 30, 34.
I was going to say 30 would have been what I say. Yeah, maybe they're just too young, and the Knicks just have a better offensive flow. The Knicks have great matchups with Cat. If Cat keeps it together mentally, I think it's really going to work out for them. Yeah, and somebody like Shamet hits threes. Well, what are you going to do?
Do you remember your pick? Do you remember your pick? Your pick was Spurs.
My pick was Spurs in 6. Yeah. Obviously, not really going with that now.
So if they win 4 straight,
If they win 4 straight, I mean, I would laugh. But I'm not truly, I really am going to say I'm not truly a fan of either one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of trying to I'm trying to fix my mind. And I'm also really trying to focus now. I'm really going to try to pay attention on the World Cup. I know that's totally messing, but I realize the World Cup's starting next week. I'm going to watch this stuff.
Did I already point out that game 6 in New York would also be France playing in New York at noon?
Oh, really? Where do they play? Like probably out New Jersey or something?
I would think out. They don't. What do they call it? It's not the Meadowlands. Is it MetLife now?
Like where the Jets and the Giants play?
Yeah, I think surely that's where it is, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
So that would be
a little chaotic. And people, if the Knicks won, they would be in the streets like pulling down lampposts. Right?
I have run into articles. I don't know. It may have even been that article that you read that you pointed this to, because it was maybe I followed the private jet stuff into another article. Because I read that article you shared, and I was like, I want to read more stuff like this. Where's Ann finding this stuff? But it was about all the people from France who are trying to arrange to see both of those games.
Oh, those people got to be really rich.
Oh, my gosh. And that includes multiple helicopter rides.
I looked into a ticket because the USA is opening against Paraguay. I mean, USA is not even good.
Yeah.
And Paraguay, I can't imagine.
Is this in Los Angeles?
This is in LA, the second day of the World Cup down at SoFi. And the cheapest was like 200 and something. I thought that's too much for me. I don't care to see that. It's going to be up in the nosebleeds.
We thought about.
You should go try to see Norway.
We for 15 minutes threw around the idea of going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, really? That would be totally out of left field.
I know, because it looks crazy. So that's the Hurricanes.
Who's playing? Oh, Carolina Hurricanes.
Carolina Hurricanes are playing in Raleigh. But
then
Izzy fractured her toe. Did you know that?
Right, I did know that.
And then we figured out Megan took the self-defense class and hurt the top of her foot kicking something. Yeah. So are you there? I couldn't hear that.
Yeah, you told me that before.
Okay. Yeah.
Who does Carolina play in the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, I forget.
You don't even know. There you go. Yeah.
They lost. I know they lost the first one and won the second one.
Well, I know we kind of took off track there, but I am going to try to get into it. Norway is in what's it called? The Green Town in North Carolina?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Greensboro.
They're stationed in Greensboro. There's pictures of them all shirtless and dying on the ground because they're so hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
They can't take the American heat versus Norway. So,
all right,
Ann. I think actually they play in New York. Anyway,
what's your next article?
My second article, the only other article I read about it, was from the New York Times Athletic. Wemby overextends. I forget the whole title of the article. It was a really long article name. But basically my point of this was how lots of people compound an error by trying to make up a play and they make up another horrible error. It's like when you get the ball stolen from you and then you immediately turn around and foul somebody, right?
Right. Of course. And it's the baseline of dumb stuff high school kids do that you start fixing. It's like, okay. I mean, in other words, you don't expect a professional basketball player to do that very often.
Right. Exactly. Like what was it? He threw the pass, Brunson steals it. And then I think he came down and fouled Brunson or something. He did something stupid right away.
So that was tough. Wemby's had 2 tough endings.
Right. He's not risen to the ending. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it could just be a little stretch of bad luck. He got a good shot with a chance to tie it or win. I guess it was to win because Brunson missed a free throw. That could happen.
Brunson missed a free throw. I thought that was big.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the plan is, but when you're Wemby and you throw it ahead to somebody who's pretty close to you, it's kind of a unconfident hesitation thing to do versus like, I don't know. I don't think Kevin Durant or LeBron or MJ are giving that up unless he thought he was going to give it up, set a high ball screen and pop, and they were going to do that. So maybe there was a plan, but it looked like a kind of hesitant play when he got that rebound.
I think, hesitant, another word for like rushed, like we're not really thinking, we're just doing something without kind of taking a breath. sometimes though, when you're in transition, you don't take a breath. So sometimes I don't know what the point is there. I was even going to extend this further by saying, so the article pretty much is about Wemby, making a mistake, not really coming up to the end, and can he rise above it in the next 2 games? Or
Hey, so Wemby's great, but
he is 22 years old. He has a lot of pressure
somebody
on him.
like Bill Simmons, I think, is way ahead of himself as far as like what he might be.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, geez. So like I've said before, like if he develops anything close to Kevin Durant's skills at 7'4" or 7'5", then he's in the running to be one of the best players ever. But not like,
I think a good thing to think about though is Wemby is 22.
Yeah.
Harper is, I don't know, 20. I don't know how old he is. Jalen Brunson's 29.
Right.
And here he is in his first finals, right? He hasn't been in the finals before.
Right. Correct.
And he's 29. So we got many years of Wemby. Could actually be, he could be totally dominant and crazy, right? So I think it's a good thing to remember.
In the way that Steph and LeBron and Michael were often featured in the finals, and Magic and Larry, that's probably where we are with Wemby, is he's always in the thick of it, and maybe 10 years worth of it if he's healthy.
Right, yeah. Karl Anthony Towns is 30. I mean, yeah, these guys are in their absolute prime, and Spurs are not in their prime. They're not. So I think that's a good thing to think about.
It makes a huge difference.
Right. People anointed the Spurs based on, the West is so much better than the East type of thing. I'll take it back to last year. The Pacers took Thunder to 7, and everybody thought the Pacers sucked. So, maybe we talked down too much on the Eastern Conference, I would say.
All right. Anything else from that article?
Okay, this is going to be extreme, but I was going to take it to an even extreme point of compounding error. It's like when somebody's in a fight, may it be domestic, maybe it's 2 friends, and the person slips and hits their head, and then they kill him to cover it up. And it's like, just call the police. And so we were in a fight, and that guy slipped and hit his head. You know what I mean? People panicking and killing people, right? I see that all the time watching a lot of true crime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people panic. So they hurt somebody, and now they're afraid of being in trouble, and so they panic and say, I got to kill him.
So Ann's message today on the pod, don't compound your mistakes.
Don't compound your mistakes. Take a step back and say, this can be fixed.
Right. Good, Ann. And I would have teased you about that, but since it's true crime, then it's based on reality.
True stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Based on reality. Okay. So I got this will be short. I got another basketball article. Front page of the New York Times, Wemby is going down by Spike Lee.
Oh, I read something about Spike Lee. I don't know if it was that article. It was like the history of Knicks, kind of, right? Did you read that one?
I mean,
I read like 3/4 of that.
So it goes back to Spike growing up in New York City. Somebody's letting him in a side door at Madison Square Garden, and he's standing room only and is, 10, 12, 13 years old. His dad's a jazz musician. His dad's invited to the NBA finals, but his dad has a concert. And so he's like, Spike's going. So Spike was there when Willis Reed.
This article. I did read it.
Yeah. And then
I almost linked it, and I thought,
I don't know if that's Spike's house or his studio, but it might as well be a museum of the New York Knicks. Really? Just with jerseys and trophies and articles and frame pictures. It's so, I don't know what to think of it. It's so over the top. Like if it was Jordan's house, you would say, "Whew, this is a lot of basketball stuff." but you're just a fan. So it's so much of his identity is wrapped up in the Knicks. But I'm not even saying anything negative. It's just sort of like, wow.
Right. So much of his publicity that he gets now is because of the Knicks, not because of his films. I think he was at a film festival yesterday. I think it's the Gotham Film Festival, something like that. And he had a little speech, and I think he talked about the Knicks in his little speech. I read a really film he's talking about.
I read a really flattering article about him in a San Antonio newspaper, just about him touching down in San Antonio, and he wanted to go to the mall, and he wanted to go to Champs. He needed some new shoes to wear to the game, and he was mobbed by people at the mall, and he stayed for hours and signed 1 million autographs, and
Oh,
just
that's nice.
how what a great impression he made with the people. So I have two quotes that are, you kind of forget about. Of course, Spike can write.
Yeah. I mean, he wrote all his movies, didn't he? Or am I dreaming that?
Yeah, I think he's sort of the writer
Director.
Not
Yeah.
always. I think he's adapted. I think he's remixed. I
But
think
yeah,
that,
of course he can write. Yeah.
yeah. So
Do you know
just
what the population of San Antonio is?
I'm gonna say 700,000.
No, it's more than I thought. 1.57.
Oh, okay.
That's bigger than Indy, though, right? Isn't Indy only 1
I think it
million?
is bigger than Indy. It's
Yeah.
bigger than Charlotte, a little bit bigger than Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sorry, go ahead.
it's a real city.
It's a city. Yeah.
Yeah. So early in the article is this sentence. Since that 1999 series, a lot of terrible things happened to New York. 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, the pandemic, and the recent ICE raids targeting immigrants, a direct affront to Ellis Island.
Okay. Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Worked it in
I see
there.
it.
I don't know. This is toward the end. I don't know what to make of this, but I thought it was. So he opens with this quote. It might be from the 1800s, where like a mayor called New York Fun City.
No, I haven't heard that one.
So he works Fun City into this article a lot. I dreamed a vision that it's going to happen in Madison Square Garden. I don't believe that the basketball gods are going to let us win the deciding game in San Antonio. By the decree of God, Jehovah, Allah, and Black Jesus, that was Earl of Pearl Monroe's nickname, whatever you want to call it, on this day, June 16th, in the year of our Lord, LAWD, 2026, the New York Knickerbockers will defeat the San Antonio Spurs in Game 6 at the world's most famous arena in the NBA championship. New York is Fun City again.
Well, they could do it in Game 4.
Yeah.
And they also could do it in Game 5, right? I have to remind myself, I love New York. New York City is a great town.
Yeah.
I enjoy being there. I could live there. The coldness and the apartments kind of make me not want to live there. But overall, I love New York. New York's a great town. So I guess I'm going to try to be happy for them.
I mean, the two things that I would need in place.
If I had tons of money, I would love living there.
Right. So if I could go West Side, so that's like West Village, Tribeca, Soho. I don't know. What do I need? Me and Megan, do we need 1,000 square feet? A little smaller than 1,000 to make do?
Definitely do it on 1,000, easy.
And then can I have a free membership to Chelsea Piers to work out at their health club over there? Now I'm ready. Now I'm going. So if I
would like a doorman, just to accept all my packages.
There's a lot of. I mean, almost everybody has a doorman.
Yeah, that's right. And a washer and dryer would be great too. But I don't have a washer and dryer here. I have a washer and dryer downstairs. So
that's right.
And I probably have 600 square feet in
So I don't know what I would need for that. I mean, I used to say, because we really couldn't wait to get out of New York. You just try to figure like, well, what's the number we would need? Would I, $1 million a year? I don't know. Would that do it? Would that do it? It'd be close.
It'd be close. Yeah. And that crazy to say, right?
Right. Hey, everyone, we're taking a quick break from the podcast discussion so I can tell you about my novel, Love on the Big Screen. It tells the story of a bench-warming college basketball player whose understanding of love has been shaped by late 80s romantic comedies such as Say Anything and 16 Candles. The second edition is available on Amazon for $4.99 for the Kindle, $9.99 for the paperback. You can also access the book at our website, thetorg.com. Thanks for listening. And now back to the episode. Okay, so on to your next article.
Okay, my next article, I kind of am a downer about it now. It's like I don't even care that much, but I did read it.
You're the worst at selling what we're going to talk about.
I would almost rather talk about the things I watched than what I read. But I read this article in the New York Times. A university system went all in on AI. Now it's tearing itself apart, by Linda Kinsler in New York Times.
By the way, I read this article as well before you even had it on your list.
Well, they featured a lot, right? Like you
Yeah.
would go to NewYorkTimes.com and it'd be on there, and I would be like, "Oh, it's about California. Maybe I should read it." And so I finally did. I forget the actual university it was about.
San
One of the
Jose. San
Yeah, it
Jose
was one of
State.
the California
Yeah.
network of universities, and basically they spent a bunch of money on a contract with AI. At first, I thought AI was giving them the money, but no, they spent the money on the
Yeah.
AI. Yeah, that seems worse to me. I thought maybe it was more like we're giving tests you guys out. But yeah, they spent a bunch of money on AI, and it's about how there's pros and cons to that, and how it kind of split the campus in half. Like there are people really trying to utilize it and accept it, and there are people really trying to rebel and push it back. So you're in teaching, you're in education. What did you think about it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's a
It's a big
month's.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, a couple interesting things were I refer to myself as Izzy Torgerson, my senior daughter. I refer to myself as her writing consultant.
Right.
So if you're at App State, if you're on almost any college campus in the country, they have a writing center, and you can schedule a meeting with probably somebody who's called a writing consultant. And Izzy had to say she had to learn about what they call WR1, that's their first writing class, or WR2, the second. She had to learn about those course objectives. She had to say whether she wanted to start with WR1 or WR2. And if she wanted to start with WR2, she had to outline the reasons why she wanted to do that. And they told her she was welcome to use AI in any way that she wanted, and she just needed to. I think they encouraged her to use it more as a collaborator or an idea generator. They gave some suggestions of how to use it, and then she just had to mark a box that best described her use of AI. So I felt okay. I'm pretty much on board with that. Isabel didn't use it at all. Sometimes Charlotte jokes and says, "Dad's my AI," which again is that consultant era. So I intentionally work it into class. So we finish an assignment, and then we call it this section of class, experiments with AI and writing. And I'll say, Ann, you just wrote a profile for your portfolio, describing your interests, especially academically and professionally. Now design an experiment where you incorporate AI. And that's very short. Like, I'm going to have it proofread it. I'm going to have it do the assignment for me. I'm going to ask it to give me a letter grade, whatever you want to do. So that's kind of where I'm at. Now, I did read this article and then move on to some other kind of stuff, which is like those who believe AI should be a successor for humans. Like we should be working to turn over decisions and caretaking the earth to AI, Gen AI. So anyway, I also found that article a little but it did spark me into going into other things.
Right. It just made me realize, or not realize, of course, I know this, that predicting the future is just really hard. Who can predict the future? We had a lot of fear about a lot of things, technologies, right? When automobiles came, when trains came, when nuclear power came, all that stuff has a lot of fears. And of course, the fear is here. AI is going to do everybody's job. How are we going to, the economy will collapse. What's going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. Because I know in our own work, we use AI a little bit. And I think some people are being tested with, they're being given license and testing to see how it can work. And it's almost like AI can do the initial stages of architectural planning, which is pretty scary for people, right? But it's also pretty cool too. They also use it a lot for city codes and stuff, trying to find things in city codes. They'll ask AI to find, how can you argue against this? How can you argue against that? And it really does do things. So I think it's just a fearful time, and I'm unsure how to do it. And I hardly use AI myself. The only time I use AI is when I Google something, it gives me the AI results. And so I look at those AI results, but I never use it as a writing helper. I feel like I'm a good writer, so I don't feel like I need it. And I know a lot of people in the company will use it as write this email for me, and then they edit it. So
I can think
extreme to me, but
I can think of 10 things we could talk about. One really practical way I used it this week was I'm 55 years old. This has been my training. I'm running a 4-mile race a week from today. What do you suggest my training look like this week? And it was really good, and it was a
Right.
little
Or
back
give
and
me a 3-day itinerary
it
for
was a little
Warsaw,
back and
Poland.
forth.
Yeah.
Thursday I have to cook. I'm taking my team to East Burke. We're starting practice on Monday. And so with 3 or 4 back and forth, it gave me a little plan. And I said, could you make this more concise so I can screenshot it and put it on my phone? So it's good for that. And I think the other stuff I hear about is just about a certain circle of wealthy tech people who really what they want to do is colonize space and leave Earth and get out of here. And good luck, guys. And then that other part of them that are seeking immortality in somehow getting their brain into
Right.
AI or a robot or whatever that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my
Yeah.
next one.
So it's AI. Yeah.
I'm sorry, back to basketball for a second.
Okay.
Did you see Coach Stephanie White of the Fever kick Clark out of the huddle?
No, I read some headlines about them arguing, and I saw Clark's response being like, "Oh, we're just two competitive people," blah blah blah. But no, I didn't actually see her kick her out of the huddle.
Yeah, so there was just an incident where I think what I gather is Stephanie White was challenging Clark on her defense, which is certainly warranted. And Clark really animated coming back at her, saying, I don't know what. And then the consensus seemed, I think Stephanie White subbed her out for Raven Johnson. Is that her name?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, from who I really
South
have
Carolina.
really liked her so far and really liked the way she's handled herself. And then Kelsey Mitchell kind of also saying to Clark to get out of the huddle. And then, so that's an article by Michael Marot, Marot, on the AP News. I link you to that. And so then I told you I watched the Fever play for the first time this year against Atlanta, who acquired Angel Reese and was really good last year anyway. So that was a good win for the Fever. And White and Clark look good, and they have kind of a funny moment where Clark has this really good stretch and the dream call timeout, and White and Clark do this exuberant chest bump. So I will say they did look good. I mean, I think it's wrong to say if men did it, it would be a non-story. I don't think that's true. If Kerr kicks Draymond Green out of the huddle, it's a story, right?
I think it's obvious to me. And actually, the Fever didn't do very well, and Clark didn't do very well yesterday against the Liberty.
No, so they dropped to 5-5.
Yeah. It seems obvious to me that Clark is just an extreme competitive person that's over the top to me. And I would find it difficult dealing with her as well. Part of that is what makes her a great player, but part of that is kind of like you're being a brat. So I think that's okay to acknowledge. It doesn't mean you're anti.
I am open to the idea. She probably feels like she has to act like that to play her best, and she might be right.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm just saying, just like Michael Jordan, it's like you're kind of a dick,
And she may be
it's not okay to be a dick all the time.
Everything off the court might be great.
Right. When I see her get interviewed like on a podcast or something, she seems great. She seems fine. So people sometimes get in that competitive.
To me, the person who acts most like her is Luca.
Okay.
They seem to act a lot
on a much, much lower scale. When I was on the Winamac Lady Warriors, I felt like one of my good friends, Lori, she was over the top to me, competitive. And it'd be like, would you just chill out? And of course, maybe that's not the right reaction. We were trying to win a game. And it just wasn't as important to me as it was to her, I guess. And I guess that's to be the honest truth, right?
I think the Fever did start slow last year.
They did, yeah.
People would be right to say, and then Clark got hurt and they played really well and almost got to the finals. So that's kind of interesting. I think Collier's still not playing for the Lynx. Is that right?
Collier. Oh, right. Yeah. I don't think Sabrina's playing. Is she either?
So the Lynx are 9-2 in first place, I think, without her.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The Wings, with Fudd and Beckers and Arike are in fourth. The Valkyries and Fire are in sixth and seventh, which is kind of surprising.
Right. Like new teams are doing pretty good. Yeah.
And I still have 3 things that I read or watched.
Okay, I have three things too.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Two, I have very little to say about.
And by the way, I have less to say about these as well.
Okay, I mean, we have been talking a long time. First, I watched Contagion. I got an email of the new releases on all streaming services. So I looked through there and I found two things to watch. And one was Contagion.
What streaming service?
On Max, HBO, formerly HBO
I
Max.
like it. Contagion have Dustin Hoffman?
No.
Oh, who's
I
in
don't
it?
recall him.
Who's in it?
Tons of people are in it, Bill. So that's a really big question. It's
all right,
like
you talk and I'm going to look it. I'll look it up.
Gwyneth Paltrow starts in it. Matt Damon's in it. Lots of people are in it.
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet's in it.
Lawrence Fishburne.
It's a Steven Soderbergh movie.
So you wouldn't have me watch this?
You haven't seen it then?
I don't know. I guess I forget.
Okay, I had never seen it. I heard people talk about it when we actually had an epidemic.
Right.
And I finally thought, I'm going to watch this. And it was a well-made movie. Mm-hmm. And I think it would strike me more pre our own epidemic. But now it was like, yeah, guys, this is how epidemics go. To me, it was like, yeah, we've lived through it. I know how it works. Mm. Although their reaction maybe slightly more extreme than ours. They had a little more violence in their reaction to
What was the worst? I mean, what were the symptoms when you got this thing in Contagion?
Coughing, just looking bad, coughing, the cough. It's like, get away from me with your stupid cough. People getting on buses with this cough. And then they just kind of faint and die. And they have seizure, like Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow, spoiler alert, and I think everybody knows this, dies really quickly in the movie. So it's like one of those things like when the big star dies right away and you're like, oh, wow, what a shocker. And she had a seizure when she died. So it was kind of interesting. It was kind of just hit all the beats of what an epidemic looks like and what it would perhaps do to our society. Not in the most extreme way, like in apocalypse movies, right? Where like the earth is barren afterwards. This was more like a real epidemic and how it behaved. And so it did kind of mirror what happened to us during the COVID epidemic. But so I think that kind of made it a little anticlimactic to me, though. It was like, yeah, this is epidemics.
What I like about that, you listen to the pod, including me, and maybe I go watch Contagion.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. It was interesting.
I watched a lot less this week for whatever reason. I did more reading. It was busy. Isabel graduated.
Yeah, people had graduations.
There's a lot happening. Okay, I actually am not quite done. I am reading the screenplay Castaway by William Broyles. I linked to where you can read that if you've never looked at a script or you want to read that script. I get a lot of my scripts on a website called Script Slug.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I guess you maybe don't know. I wrote 40 or 50,000 words on Dad's funeral and us driving home in the hurricane. You knew that or no?
I did know that. I feel like I've read it.
So no, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
So I mean, I didn't share with anybody, I don't think.
Oh, well, then I didn't read it.
I am working on a screenplay called Hurricane Drive. And there's a lot. And I knew that Castaway, there's a lot of time where almost no one's talking. And there's must be a lot of description of what's happening. Like he's making a raft, he hurts his foot, but all this happens with no one. And then, you sort of learn things like you really need, and you haven't read Castaway, and it's a great script, by the way. I'm really enjoying it. There's this volleyball that he calls Wilson, and he talks to Wilson quite a bit, and you realize what a great device Wilson is.
Right.
Just so that he's got the same way of the diaries in like The Martian and Hail Mary. And then, mom's more animated than Wilson, but a lot of times mom's not taught. But in other words, in this screenplay, the talking to the character based on our mom. So I read Castaway. A couple other things to tell you. It came out in 2000. Zemeckis, who directed it, he directed all the Back to the Future movies, Forrest Gump, Contact, and The Polar Express. It's a good example of how I don't pay attention to the directors and screenwriters as much as you would think, and I'm trying to do better doing that.
Right. I was aware that Robert Zemeckis directed all those things, especially Back to the Futures. he's not, I don't think, a somebody who puts his real imprint on something. I don't know. I just think of him as kind of a commercial director. I don't know. But yeah, I've never seen Castaway, so I can't really
I
comment
remember
on
you
that.
saying that. It's
Yeah.
might be worth it. And then the screenwriter wrote Apollo 13, also the Polar Express, so they collaborated on that. And then Jarhead. Do you ever see Jarhead?
No, I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah.
Jarhead, Apollo, haven't seen any.
Jarhead, you know what it is, maybe. It's a war.
It's like a war,
A
yeah.
pretty disturbing, powerful war movie. So I'm reading Castaway. What's next for you? I've got two left.
All right, I saw National Treasure. All I heard about years was, oh, National Treasure, such a great movie. I love National Treasure. National Treasure is great. I did not like National Treasure. It was fine. It was a real throwback. It was, I don't know what year National Treasure came out, but it reminds me of all those 90s movies, I guess. It might be a 2000.
Where did you watch it? Starring who?
It was on Prime. National Treasure stars Nicolas Cage and Diane Kruger, I believe is her name, who is a German actress. And there might be somebody else in it, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was a throwback, big screen kind of movie. I didn't care for it. It wasn't that interesting to me. I've never been a Nicolas Cage fan.
Yeah.
I watched it mainly because I felt like people really hyped it up to me. But it was fine. It was a rote action movie.
What's the my favorite Nicolas Cage movie, I think. He goes to Vegas.
Las Vegas, I think that's what it's called, isn't it?
What is it called?
Las Vegas.
It's sort of like a funny version of Indecent Proposal. Oh no, you're thinking of a different one. That's called Leaving.
Where he's a drunk.
Right. Oh, I do like that one. That was with Elizabeth Shue. This movie, someone offers his wife a certain amount of money to sleep with her, like the Indecent Proposal, and they go off to Maui in Hawaii, and he's like, he goes with the Flying Elvises.
Oh, I kind of do know what you mean. Yeah.
But anyway, one of the funniest lines is this cab driver is giving him the runaround as he's trying to find his wife who's with this other man. And he tries to get him to stop off and see the 7 pools. And Nicolas Cage is like, the 7 pools are here. He doesn't really want to see the 7 pools. And then I was there to see the 7 pools, but the national park was closed because Lahaina burned down. And so we didn't see him.
Yeah. I mean, Nicolas Cage is interesting. I'll give him that, right? He's quirky and interesting. And I've never seen that movie with Cher that's supposed to be really good. Is it Moon?
Oh, yeah. Moonstruck.
Yeah. So Moonstruck. Yeah. So I've never seen that. That's supposed to be actually pretty good. But I have seen like Peggy Sue Get Married. He's just a kind of a weirdo, quirky guy. So I didn't love it though, but I did watch it.
My last two are so everyone's seen it, but there is a little bit of context. The Bourne Ultimatum.
Oh, love all the Bournes.
Do you get that confused about which Bourne is which?
Yes, I have no idea which one.
Right.
The Bourne Ultimatum.
I'll help you with that in a second. So I own all the, as I've been making known on the podcast, I sometimes buy things. I own all the Bourne movies. I bought them as a box set on Amazon.
Okay, so they're Amazon Prime.
So this is maybe they're all. I don't think they are all directed by Paul Greengrass, but this is the 2007 Bourne. I tend to watch these on the treadmill. So I've been doing speed work where I run a mile at a pace, jog for half a mile, and then I run another mile. And something like the Bourne movies, I just put on and skip around to my favorite parts. So this is the third one. By the way, Matt Damon wasn't in the fourth one. Remember that?
I have seen that one. I didn't like it.
I didn't watch it. I own it and I've never watched the fourth one. This is the one that opens in the Waterloo train station where there's that reporter.
Okay,
yeah. That's maybe one of the best.
What's the number though?
I think it's 3. Wait,
it's the third one. Okay.
I have it right here. Oh yeah, this is the third one. And this is who you brought up. You brought up Julia Stiles.
Stiles. I love Julia Stiles.
On a previous, and it's. I feel like it started that thing that they started doing a lot, where he's on the phone with like the assistant CIA director, and he's saying to Bourne, where do you want to meet? You want to meet my office? Where are you? I'm in my office. I doubt that, or we'd be having this conversation face to face, right?
Right.
So it's got that one, and then it's got that awesome ending where Bourne is like in the East River, maybe dead, floating. It cuts away. Julia Stiles is watching an announcement about the body not being found on the news. And then the music kicks in and Bourne starts kicking and swimming up to the surface of the water. And that's how it ends. So that's a really good one. That could be the best one.
Great music, right? I can hear it now.
Yeah.
The music, it's perfect. Yeah.
I can't off the top of my head think of one I like better than that one.
I think the first one was pretty great, but I wouldn't say better. Yeah. And what's the one where they're in Berlin? I like that one a lot with the trains.
Yeah, I can't remember. I already over prepped for this podcast. So I at least was able to tell you it's the third one. He wasn't in the fourth one. And I was able to point you to a couple moments in Bourne 3. I think I would rather they call him Bourne 3. Bourne 3, and then you could put a little thing after
the ultimatum, right? And you know what? I spoke too harsh on the fourth one. It's fine, but it's just not anywhere close to being.
I forget that guy's name. Is it Jeremy something?
Jeremy. Yeah, he played the Archer guy in Marvel movies. I can't.
And I like him fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's
just not what I'm signing up for on a board.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what's your last one?
Yesterday, I decided to go see The Tuner. Oh. I saw The Tuner because I heard good things about it online as kind of a under the radar movie. It has no big stars in it. I booked the tickets. The only places, it's been out a couple of weeks. The only place I could go to was either Century City or Universal, both pretty long treks. I picked Century City, and I like to take the bus to Century City. After I booked the ticket, I realized this is Pride Week in LA. Pride Weekend means they close off Santa Monica Boulevard between two roads. It's just very hard to get west. And that's where this movie theater was. So I thought, I got to walk. I got to trek. So I walked total 9.6 miles yesterday, there and back, over 20,000 steps. An hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes it took me to get there, and then I walked all the way back. But it was fine. It's a nice thing to do on a Saturday. And I watched The Tuner. The Tuner was about a piano tuner, Bill.
Yeah.
He's a piano tuner, Leo Woodhall, who you might know from White Lotus. He was in the Sicilian
I did watch
season. That. He was the young guy who kind of manipulated the assistant to Jennifer, whatever her last name is, character. Anyway, he was pretty good in it. He was a good actor. He did a good job. He's like a guy who has a hearing problem, but it's almost like he can hear too much. Like he's overly sensitive. So he's a really good piano tuner. Dustin Hoffman, who you mentioned, which I thought was weird. He was in it, but he's kind of just in the beginning. Spoiler alert. He's really old and he kind of, gets in the hospital and, he's pretty much mute the rest of the show. But the piano tuner also figures out how to crack safes, Bill, because he's got that hearing. So he gets involved with some underworld to try to pay for some medical bills for Dustin Hoffman, that kind of thing. And so it was interesting. I would give it a good solid B-. It was a decent movie.
Did it have action and suspense?
It had some suspense, just basically with, is he going to crack the safe? Are the thieves who hired him going to kill him? That kind of thing. Because he doesn't, he's reluctant about it. He doesn't really want to do it. And he doesn't want to hurt anybody. So it was pretty interesting. The piano stuff was pretty good. And he gets involved with like a composer, woman student. So there's a little bit of romance in there too. But pretty good. I liked it. It was decent.
The Tuner.
No, I think it's just Tuner.
Nice. It's good to be clear about that. I actually have two more. I was mistaken.
Okay.
So I watched the start of Yellowstone on Peacock.
Oh, okay. I've seen 2 episodes, maybe.
Maybe you've seen when I've started. Me, Megan, and Charlotte all like it.
I thought it was fine when I watched it. I think one of the reasons why I didn't finish watching it was like, it's fine. And it was on Paramount at the time, and I was like, I'm not subscribing to Paramount. It might have bounced around on different.
Yeah, streamers. I wonder where now. I don't know where it started.
I think Paramount owns it, but I think they have licensed it to like Netflix and HBO. So
quickly, it stars Kevin Costner. It's written by Taylor Sheridan, who lived in rural Texas and Wyoming. This is set in Montana, so the scenery is beautiful. It does things that a lot of movies don't do anymore. Just from like grand, wide drone shots with 1,000 cattle kind of stuff. It's inspired 2 prequels and then 2 spinoffs.
Right.
Marshall's
it's one of the highest rated shows of the past 7 years or whatever.
Yeah, so it has 5 seasons, and then the first season has 2 big stories. Costner's kid has married a Native American. He lives on the reservation, and the ranch and the tribe are arguing, like when cattle cross over into the reservation, they keep it, and the new chief is doing that on purpose to draw attention. And then at the very same time, these people are trying to build this big condo development up the river and control the river and suck all the water out. So pretty good.
Right. To me, it's like a ranch soap opera.
Yeah, well said.
But the thing that makes it interesting is that it's giving us a snapshot into a culture that a lot of us don't participate in, this cowboy ranch culture. So it gives us a little look into that, which is absolutely interesting. And it gives you beautiful landscapes and kind of outsized characters. I mean, I think one of the big characters is the daughter. She's really kind of out there and fun.
And you're spending a lot of time with one of the biggest stars of our lifetime, Kevin Costner.
Right, but he leaves at some point in the seasons.
I know. I think
they had arguments. Him and Taylor are big egoed men. I think that.
I think I feel like they did the 5 seasons and then they moved on to these spinoffs. Maybe I'm wrong.
But it was because he wanted to leave. Yeah,
sure, of course.
He didn't want to be there. Yeah,
yeah. I heard some people complaining like they wish they got more movies out of Taylor Sheridan than just television episodes.
Yeah, he's had a lot of controversy, I think, in like the industry. Like I'm always hearing like he's arguing with people in the industry. Yeah. But Kevin Costner, somewhat problematic maybe. He's a big womanizer. He's cheated on his wife. He has a lot of wives.
I don't know that he's a womanizer, but I'm saying I hear you.
He does have a charm. He's always had kind of a charm and a look about him that is attractive.
I love.
So I see it with Kevin Costner.
For Love of the Game, one of my favorite Costners.
I don't know that one.
He throws. Spoiler alert! He throws a no-hitter. The guy he's
in another baseball movie. I mean, he's Bull Durham.
He's in at least 3, right? He's also in. He's in one more.
Oh, he's in the. They build it, they will come. Whatever that's called.
Oh, Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in. Right.
He's in a lot. And I loved the Indian movie or Native American movie.
Dances with Wolves.
Yes, Dances with Wolves, a great movie.
He's also in that Draft Day movie where he's the GM of the Cleveland Browns.
I don't know that one. Yeah.
I guess I gravitate towards the sports ones.
The sports movies, yeah.
All right, last thing I read.
Hopping on, yeah. I think you probably enjoy it, you two, as a couple.
Enjoy what?
Yellowstone. I think you would enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. We'll probably, right now we've got too much to watch. I imagine we'll shift. Izzy's all in. Izzy actually, I think she has her outfit ready for the Knicks game on Monday. I mean, you're talking about.
I'll root for them just so Izzy would be happy.
Just sitting in the living room outfit. We're talking here.
Right.
Yeah, it's that. And she was thinking of, Izzy's kind of a sewing fashion prodigy, so she was thinking of what if she had time to like actually sew some.
What you guys should do is like get in the car on Game 4, drive there, and watch it in the street or something.
Yeah,
I wonder if that would be we
start basketball, so I can't do it.
Oh.
Izzy and Megan.
What experience that would be the rest of your life.
I know. No, we did. Yeah, we thought about it. We certainly have talked about it. Izzy and Megan are going to the University of Utah Sunday for 3 nights.
That's where she's going to go, right?
Yeah, she's going to Utah. So this is orientation.
Oh, okay. They got their flights?
Oof. Yeah.
Flights are...
They actually are leaving at 7 a.m. with a layover in Chicago going to Salt Lake City.
Brutal.
So that was the difference between a $1,200 ticket and a $450 ticket.
Oh, so yeah.
If you leave early and go to Chicago first.
Yeah.
Okay, you may have seen this, the front page of the New York Times. Obama centers 2 sides, a lovely park and a forbidding tower by Michael Kimmelman.
I did not see it.
So it was, he's the New York Times architecture critic. Is that what you would call him?
Yeah, I guess. Or he's the reporter for architecture. He's the architecture reporter.
I mean, the first thing that I thought about, I guess we don't mind being pretty critical of a professional athlete.
Well, sure.
But I just would have trouble. He hammers the look of this building. I would have a little trouble with that.
Oh, I see the building now.
I know. He's right. He's right to say it looks like a fortress. He's right to say it looks like
like a fortress. Hardly any. It's like brutalist a little bit. It reminds me of Eastern Europe. It doesn't seem very Obama-esque. I'll say that.
So the shape was supposed to be 4 upraised hands. And in the words of the author, I don't see it.
I don't see it either, Guy. I'm going to have to agree with you. I know I work for an architectural firm, but I haven't made any big study on architecture, but I don't like this. So it's too sad for Obama.
It's highly complimentary of the grounds. There's a playground. I mean, I think Obama didn't make it house records because he said they're digital. And I think everything he did was to make it a community space, both inside and out. So there's playgrounds, there's gardens. I think there's community gardens maybe where people grow stuff. It connects to like they pulled out like a 4 to 6 lane highway out of there and made it a park, rerouted the highway, $850 million of private fundraising. Whatever that park is, at Grant Park that leads to the Museum of Natural History down there at the south end.
I'm always confused about the parks. Grant Park, Millennium Park, what's the difference?
Whatever the one is that the Field Museum's on, it connects to that. So the grounds are awesome. It's got a public library inside, public meeting rooms, classrooms, really cool 360-degree views at the top that anyone can go to. So super complimentary of the mission, the grounds, and the stuff that's on the inside. And I thought the inside looked really cool. I've never seen a presidential library I'd want to go to. I would want to visit this one, but pretty hard on the look of the building. He called it a Obamalisk, which is pretty harsh.
Yeah, that's a good name for it though. But it's interesting, I guess. It's striking.
It's better than the Dwayne Wade statue.
Yeah, for sure. I see a picture of the Sky Room. That looks really cool.
Yeah,
actually.
That does look great.
So at least it's striking, but yeah, I don't love it either. I've never heard of these architects, but what a surprise. I don't know a bunch of architects. I think the Ronald Reagan Library is out here, and people always say it's a really good visit, even if you're not a Reagan person.
Yeah,
because
Reaganite.
There's an old Air Force One out there. You can get
that would be awesome.
And look thugh. Yeah, so
that's in LA?
I might go. Well, it's like 20 miles outside of LA,
Yeah. All right, Ann, what did you think of the What Did We Read and Watch podcast?
I liked it. Very interesting stuff. I would have never looked at the Obama Library if you hadn't done this.
Let us know what you think, guys. I was worried that we didn't overlap, but we actually did overlap a little, and I think we found our way into some interesting stuff. So we gave it a shot. We kind of stumbled into this last time.
Yeah, I think it's a good little topic. I like it.
All right, Ann, good to see you.
All right, good to see you.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Smart takes the shot, and the Hoosiers with 3 seconds. Go ahead.
But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain and an athlete
and a basket case, a princess,
and a criminal. Does that answer your question?
I love you guys.